Hi, fellow educators. This is Dr. Alisal, Associate Professor at West Coast University, with a quick video about how to create exams using your Blackboard platform. So to create an exam, first of all, you have to navigate to Course Management, which is available on like instructor side at the bottom of your course left-hand side menu. And then we want to go to Course Tools. Once at Course Tools, click on it and you're going to see a drop-down menu, and you want to go to the almost the very end of it where it says Test, Surveys, and Pools. Once there, click on Test, Surveys, and Pool, and you're going to see that the first thing available for you would be Test on top. So you want to click on that one. It says Test on it. Now, here is a very important point. Since our courses are already prepared for us and they are in a shell, you want to make sure that you avoid tapping on creating a new test, because that's going to create a new column, grading column in your gradebook. So instead of doing that, you want to look for the test you want to create in the list already available. That way you're going to have an easier grade placement when the students are done taking it. For this particular example, we're going to use a lab quiz 7 on my course, which is right here. Once I have located the test that I want to create, I'm just going to go ahead and get the drop down menu arrow right next to it, which is right here in this picture. And you'll see that there are a few options you have to choose, or you can choose from. The one that we want to go with is called Edit. So we're going to go with editing that test. So far, all the tests are scheduled to be in-class activities, so they have nothing in them. But you want to make sure that once you turn it into an online quiz, basically the grade's going to come to the right column in your gradebook. So please do not create a new test. Choose the test available, and that way you can just manage that test. Once you hit the Edit tab, you will be taken into something called, creating the test. So in here, you have two methods that you can choose from. Method 1, which is easier to follow, however, it's longer to create because it's required that you do it question by question, which is creating questions. And that's the one we're going to describe in this video. Method number 2, which is a little bit more complicated, where you have to change the format of the questions on a Word document and then change it into a file document. Then you have to upload these questions with the possibility of errors uploading. So what we're going to focus on in this video is method number 1, which is how to create questions one by one. Once we click on creating questions, you're going to see the following menu. So we're going to create question, drop down menu. You have to choose what kind of question are you creating. In this case, for this example, we will choose it's a multiple choice answers. Now, once you click on multiple choices, this panel over here is going to open up, and it's going to ask you what kind of question you want to create. So the title, the question title in here is not necessary to be added, so you can leave it empty. The first section over here is going to say question text. So that's where I'm putting the question that I'm having for this particular question. And then after that, we're going to move down to place our answers. Now down here, right below the question part, you have few options that you can change. However, I don't see a necessity to change it for right now. So definitely you can choose how many answers do you have in this drop-down menu. And then you can choose the orientation as well, like how do you want the students to see them. There is a possibility of allowing a partial credit here, and I have chosen to show the answers in random order to avoid that the students memorize the answers. Now, when it comes to the answers section and how we're going to add them, number 1 is we have specified how many answers do we want. Second is we're going to have the same number we specified here as boxes down below, and each box should have one answer. So here is answer number 1, for example, and that is the answer number 1. And below I will put number 2, number 3, number 4, and so. Now, very important thing to basically keep in mind in here is that the radian button here next to the answer indicates which one you want to specify as the correct answer. So definitely make sure you have that clicked on the correct answer. Since you have chosen to show the answers in a random order, it is kind of a great practice so you don't forget. Just put the right answer on the first box, since it's not going to show in the same order for the student. So I would put the right answer in the first box and then put all the other choices in the different boxes. Blackboard will shuffle it anyhow. Now, there is a possibility that you can put some feedback for your students. If they clicked on the correct answer, they can get a feedback in here that you can put. And if they clicked the incorrect answer or the wrong answer, basically, they can get a different feedback telling them what is the right answer over here. So this is optional. This is like more advanced, but you can definitely add this. These are all available when you are making the questions one by one. Once completed, you can hit basically save and create another answer, or just save. So you're going to be taken to this page where your question will be kind of, be formed. So you have the question right here. You've got the correct answer highlighted with a green check mark, and you've got the number of your questions, the total number of questions, how many points each question is going to worth. Now, the important thing is we want to set the control over these questions, meaning when it comes to timing them up, when are they available, when the students can open them, do you want a password with it or not, and this is all going to happen right on top here. I'll show you a larger panel of it in a second. Right on top over here, you'll find a drop down menu area right on top where the description of the question was. And once you click on it, you're going to get few options. You're going to get edit, modify options, and then we have add alignments. The one we want to go with is modify options. Once you've got modify options, there is a myriad of options you can control. Starting from when do you want to make your test available? When do you want an announcement with it? Now, how many attempts you want your students to do? Do you want to force them to basically finish it, which means like one setting so they cannot go back and forth? There is a timing, and there is a lot more down that menu. I feel like it's mostly self-explanatory, so there is room for you to explore it, see what works for you, what doesn't, and definitely send me an email if you have any further questions. Well, thank you so very much. I hope this short video was helpful to show you how to create your questions on Blackboard using the first method, which is creating the questions one by one. Thank you, and you have a wonderful day.